She was dancing on a pole until Jesus showed her what hell was.
My dad was a Christian and he used to take me to church. I just kind of went.
Like, was there any trauma, any difficult times that you were going through at this age, or was life pretty easy at the time?
Oh, my dad and mum, you know, divorced and stuff. My mum ended up dating a transvestite pretty much my whole childhood. Her name was Jody. It was a 6 foot tall man in a dress. So I kind of grew up around all that.
Could you imagine growing up in church and then going from that to your mom dating a 6 foot man in a dress? And as a child, trying to make sense of all of that.
Then when I, you know, got older and moved out of home, I thought it was just a bunch of fairy tales, and I kind of became an atheist.
Were you, when you started stripping, how'd you get into it?
I used to manage the Crazy Horse and the Firm. When you're managing those clubs and you're working, you know, 6 days a week, 13-hour shifts, and taking home an income that's less than what these girls take home in one day, I left Adelaide, flew to Canberra where I figured no one would know me, and started stripping so I could make big money.
You led up to the point where you accepted Jesus in your life.
It happened in 2018. I was in my hometown of Adelaide, and I was getting a big atheist tattoo on my bum cheek. As I'm lying on the tattoo table getting my ass cheek tattooed, this tattoo is a mockery to God, like practically like, ha ha ha, God doesn't exist. Suddenly my whole body gets like paralyzed. Total and complete body paralysis on the tattoo table, like can't move, can't talk, can't even blink. And then next minute it's like God threw me into the hell that was prepared for me when I died. Like God showed me where I would go unless I changed my ways and gave my life to him. And like there was no concept of time in the place that I was. And then eventually, like, my body got released from hell. I sit up from the tattoo table, and everyone in the tattoo parlor, everyone stopped what they're doing. They told me an ambulance to rush me to hospital. But I just say to everyone, just take me out the back. I want to separate myself from all these onlookers that are like, you know, watching me and looking at me. So I sit in this office chair, and I got my head in my hands, and I'm freaking out. Like I'm trying to comprehend what just happened, but you can't comprehend it. And then suddenly, as I'm sitting there, my whole body gets paralyzed a second time. And then this little voice in my head was like, kind of like mocking me in a way, like, atheist, huh? You think you know it all? I'm gonna show you. Then next minute, my whole body, like from the chest, gets like whooshed forward, and I go speeding through a tunnel. Like I'm speeding so fast that starlight is becoming literal lines shooting past my face. And I'm heading towards this light at the end of the tunnel. And suddenly I break out of the tunnel, and I'm just hovering in this brilliant, bright white light. Like, I mean, the brilliance of this light was so bright. And then overwhelming comes over me with this feeling of just peace and love, and like everything's gonna be okay. Like I just came out of hell, and now it's suddenly I got this hand on me saying, it's okay, I've got you. And then faster than I saw nothing but light, all I saw was light. And then suddenly, like, my body gets plonked back in the tattoo parlor, and I'm back in the tattoo parlor with the memory of my hell. Now over the next few weeks, I'm trying to tell all my friends, like, guys, like, please believe me, like, God showed me hell, like, God showed me hell, please believe me. All my friends are calling me crazy. You know, all my friends rejected me. There's no reason for me to be in Adelaide anymore. So I decided to move up to Queensland. And as I'm driving my car, I'm talking to God on this like really long road trip. And I'm talking to God, I'm like, God, all my friends are calling me crazy. All my friends are calling me brainwashed. And I'm like, God, if you don't prove yourself to me right now, I'm gonna believe I'm insane. And I start screaming at the top of my lungs, prove yourself, God, or I'm gonna think I'm crazy. So I just keep screaming at him and screaming at him and screaming at him to prove himself. And then suddenly he does. The radio in my car just changed itself, and it blasts. So God just God absolutely blast messages through song. Now these messages like fit my life. They tell me I'm saved. They tell me I'm on the right path.
Since coming to know Jesus as God, how has that changed your life?
I got out of that sinful life, and I just try and live my life every day now in glorifying God.
This is an incredible testimony. Just look at the transformation. Now look at how God took her out of that extreme environment that I'm sure is extremely difficult to walk away from, especially when you're making $3,000-$4,000 per night. Not very many people are making that type of money. And if they are making that type of money, they're not willing to walk away from that type of money. So to be living in that lifestyle, in that extreme, sometimes to get you out of that extreme lifestyle, God has to give you a supernatural testimony, like she explained, in order to get you to snap out of it, in order to get you to see the light, to see the truth. And it sounds like that's exactly what she experienced. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.